What is up, everybody? It's Raymond and Scar here with another episode of the Brew Sportscast. Delicious, like always.
Yep.
What's going on, guys? Tonight's episode, we're gonna do the same thing we do every week almost. Review the Jags game, our 10-game pick'em, and we will finish the episode previewing next week's game.
Yep.
So let's start with the review. What do you think of the Jags Philly game?
Man, such an emotional roller coaster.
It was.
Man, I started off so pumped when we were up 14-0. I was like, do not let off the gas pedal. Please don't let them come back. You got to keep just the foot down. Obviously we know it ended in tragedy. A lot of hate.
I wouldn't say tragedy. I think getting up 14-0 in the rain, they should have ran the ball more. James Robinson touched the ball 8 or 9 times.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah.
You're right. I didn't think about that part of it. Like, I was just so blind. I was so, biased and blinded by all the hate on Trevor Lawrence that I didn't think about it. That part of his coaching is it's raining. Obviously, after the second time Trevor fumbled the ball, why are we going to continue to do this? Yes, we should. James Robinson definitely should have got a lot more touches than he did, because obviously he's a freaking power horse, and look at the numbers he puts up every week.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, there's a lot of positives that come from that game. The defense freaking battled. And I know, you want to say, look how much rushing yards they put up on us, but they started really putting up those rushing yards after all the turnovers, and they were worn down.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They can only do so much before, they're going to get worn down from all the turnovers on offense.
I think it's Foye Oluokun. You know who that is? The linebacker? Foye Oluokun? No? Wow. He got hurt. And when he went out, things just started going downhill. So, but, yeah, I was frustrated.
Yeah.
We got really high with these last 2 wins, and we thought we could go in and win, and I wasn't.
Look at the defense. Basically held Jalen Hurts to half of his normal production. He had a couple of big runs, but for the most part, it was not the freaking Jalen Hurts show that it has been against these other teams the last few weeks.
True.
They contained him pretty well and still did good on coverage. They were pressuring him. I would have liked to see a little bit even more pressure from the defensive ends, but
Walker didn't do a single thing. They blocked him pretty well.
Right, but
Philly put up 400 yards on offense in the rain. Half of that was, of course, on the ground. But I guess Trevor doesn't like wearing gloves. But I don't know, dude.
And so many people are like, yeah, I'm not going to sit there and defend him and say it wasn't his fault that we lost the game. Yes, he lost us the game. But so many people are just so quick. The same people that were praising him the last 2 weeks and are just so quick to be like, oh, he's trash. He's no good. It's like he had one horrible game, and all of a sudden we're just saying, oh, he's a horrible quarterback.
Yeah.
I definitely think he'll bounce back from this.
It was one bad game.
Yeah.
One bad game, and it was a freaking monsoon.
Yeah.
So, if it's not raining, I guarantee you he throws 4 touchdowns in that game.
Yeah.
And
because look how he started off,
We would have been up 21-0, and then that would have been probably the game.
Even though it was it sucked to lose like that when you're ahead 14-0, you got to take good, positive takeaways from it. Philly is now a Super Bowl contender team.
Oh, yeah.
We stayed within a touchdown of them, even with 4 turnovers.
5.
We should have easily.
We had 5 turnovers.
Oh, okay. Well, 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
I was not. I thought the one.
J-Rob, he fumbled.
Wait, no, we only have 4 because we recovered the one that Robinson fumbled.
No,
Christian Kirk
Trevor fumbled 4 times, and he threw the interception.
But one of his fumbles, I thought we got back.
No. Not even the 3rd and 1 fumble where he tried to do the sneak, when he tried to roll out.
Well, either way, 4 or 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
We should have definitely easily won that game. Outside those turnovers, we controlled the game.
Yeah.
And then I mean,
I really thought there at the end when we stopped them on 4th down and we had a shot, I thought we would go down the field. I looked at Caitlin. I looked at the TV, and I said, Trevor, don't mess up here. What's he do? He fumbles the following play.
Yeah.
I just had enough.
But I mean, look, we're 2-2. Nobody expected the Jags to be 2-2 to start off the season.
Do you remember
Honestly, we should be outside of the
3-1.
We should be 3-1.
Yeah.
I'll give them week 1 against Washington, even though we killed ourselves in that game too. But we should be 3-1.
Their lone win come against us. Yeah, they're 1-3. But the last time we started 2-2, you remember when that was?
Was that back in no, that I was gonna say when we had folks, but I think we started off. We won that first game, but then we lost after that.
No, we didn't. With Foles?
Foles, yeah.
Foles got hurt the very first game of the year.
That's what I'm saying, but we
lost to Kansas City. That's when Gardner came in.
Okay, then when did we start off 1-0 with the Colts and we were like all pumped?
The Colts? Oh, that was the year we went 1-15.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the year I was thinking.
But
of.
No.
Was it the Miles Jack?
It was 17.
Wasn't down.
Yes, it was 17. We went 2-2. The following year we went 3-1 to start out the first quarter, and then just crap to bed.
Yeah. So the playoff push year.
Yes.
Is last time we went 2-2.
I'm just saying one game. A lot of people are writing them off already.
Right.
Last week,
which they're going to write.
Yeah.
I mean, look, even before that, going into this game, like you told me about you showed me that post where somebody who's not a Jags fan was watching and was like, this is the first time I'm watching the Jags on TV and I can't believe all the bias towards them, the media.
They were saying how the only reason the Jags are doing good is because Philly's mistakes. They said that the week before against the Chargers.
Because they have hurt players. Yeah. Like they're not playing their best. And
last week the Jaguars were 10th in the power rankings or 9th.
Pretty sure they were 9th.
Yeah. Well, I believe they're 20th now. They dropped to 20th
after losing to an undefeated team.
Yes.
It's crazy. Look at the stats before this game. They were like first in so many categories in defense.
Yeah.
I think they still don't get any love.
I think our defense was allowing 3 less points than Philly, or right around the same amount.
But you know what? As much as we hate on the NFL and ESPN and whoever for not showing the Jags love and stuff and not having faith in them, look at our own fans. We have plenty of friends of our own that don't even show them love or have faith in them. So can we really hate on people who aren't even Jags fans, like the national coverage, to have faith in them?
I think once we start winning, which we will, things are going to change.
Well, yeah. All of our fair weather fans will start rooting for them again, and
we'll get bandwagons.
But yeah. No, I perfectly. We have a long season ahead of us. 2-2 for the Jaguars compared to the last 2 seasons is a great start, and I think Peterson has already proven that he's the type of coach. Look at the change from week 1 to weeks 2 and 3 that is going to take the mistakes we made and turn it around, and he's going to inspire the team, and they trust him.
Yeah.
And I think we have a great road ahead of us, and yeah.
He said a few things after the game. One, the players, of course, were mad and angry after the game. They knew they had it, and apparently he didn't think this team would be as good as they are. So I mean, it's a little shock to him, but I mean, this team, it's amazing. It's fun to watch.
I like the one thing that you showed me that he said, where he told the players that you have to hate losing more than you enjoy winning.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited for the next 13 games. We both just took a sip. Yeah.
But yeah.
I've never been so frustrated. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And I knew we'd struggle, but oh well.
It's all right. What do we got next?
We got Houston. We got Indy. Houston at home, Indy at Indy. The Giants at home, and then we go to London to face Denver, and then I want to say we got Las Vegas. So what's that? 5 games right there that are all winnable.
Yeah, those are 5 games that are nowhere near as scary as LA or as Philly.
So I'm gonna say by the time we get done with Las Vegas, we'll either be 6-3 or 7-2 and win the next 5. That's gonna be tough, but.
So you think we're gonna win the next 5?
I said 6-3 or 7-2.
So either 4 or 5 out of the
Yes.
next 5, and
Yes.
that's what I was about to say is we're either gonna win the next 5 or we might lose one of those and go 4-5.
Who knows? We might lose to the freaking Giants.
But either way, if we went 4 out of the 5 or 5 out of the 5 next games,
we're sitting good, and if that's the case, we'll be 3-0 in our division, sitting in first place still. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I mean, the future is bright.
Yeah.
All right, you want to go ahead and do the pick'em?
Yeah, we'll do the pick'ems. So last week, week 4, what we're going to do is review who we picked and got right, and then we'll go over what our records are and show how much one of us is winning by.
Yeah.
And then after that, we'll go into the pick'ems for this week. So week 4. So coming into this week, Ray, you were 9-11 so far, and I'm 12-8. So we had Minnesota at New Orleans, which I picked Minnesota.
I did as well.
And we both got that right. We had Tennessee at Indy. We both picked Indy, right? Yep. We got that wrong. Denver at Vegas. I picked Vegas. Did you pick Vegas? Yep. We both got that right. Kansas City at Tampa. This is where I picked Kansas.
You picked Kansas City, and I picked Tampa.
So I got that one right. Seattle at Detroit. We both picked Detroit and got that wrong. Jets at Pittsburgh. I think we both
picked
Pitt and got it wrong. Buffalo at Baltimore. You picked Baltimore. I picked Buffalo, and I got that one right.
Stupid Harbaugh.
Green Bay or New England at Green Bay. I picked Green Bay. Did you pick Green Bay?
I picked Green Bay as well.
Okay, we both got that. And then Jags at Philly. I picked Jags. Trader picked Philly, and he got that right. And then finally Miami at Cincy. I picked Cincy.
I picked Miami.
Yep. So coming into this week, week 5, Ray is now 13-17, and I am a cool 5 wins ahead at 18-12.
That'll change.
Yeah, we'll
Still
see.
A long season.
All right. So this week we're gonna do for week 5. These are the games. I'll list the games that we're gonna do. Then we'll go through and do our picks. So we're gonna do Indy at Denver, which is the Thursday night game. The Giants at Green Bay, Chicago at Minnesota, Detroit at New England, Seattle at New Orleans, Miami at New York Jets, Atlanta at Tampa Bay, Houston at Jags, San Francisco at Carolina, Cincy at Baltimore. All right, so just starting with Indy at Denver. Who do you have?
I have Denver beating Indy.
I have them as well, even without Javonte Williams.
Yeah.
As long as Melvin Gordon doesn't fumble too much and put on a show like Trevor Lawrence, then I have Denver beating Indy. Giants at Green Bay.
I thought about this for maybe 15 seconds.
This one you thought about?
Yes, because the Giants are 3-1.
Oh.
But I'm going with Green Bay.
Yeah. I mean, I know Green Bay almost lost to New England with their third string quarterback, but I just can't. I can't picture the Giants beating Green Bay.
I know.
Especially in Green Bay. I'm going Green Bay. Chicago at Minnesota.
I went with Minnesota.
I am with Minnesota too.
Nice.
Detroit at New England.
I went with New England.
Man, I shouldn't have changed my pick.
Why? Who'd you go with?
Originally, I went with New England, but then I started thinking about it. I'm like, man, I mean, are they? Yes, they held with Green Bay, but are they really that good without their third string? I mean, down to their third string quarterback, they might have their second string back. I don't know how injured he is.
I think a concussion.
Okay, so they're probably stuck with Zippy or whatever his name is. But I was thinking about it, and I'm like, the points Detroit has been putting up.
Yeah.
I just think they're, I don't know.
I think they're number 1 in points scored.
Yeah.
Averaging.
And I know New England has a good defense, and Belichick with that coaching is going to find ways to stop them. But I just think that they're going to outscore New England, and they're going to win that game with offense, just putting on the points.
Detroit is averaging over 30 points a game.
Yeah.
They're 1-3, and they're averaging 30 plus points a game.
Which that means their defense is not good.
Yes.
But New England doesn't have a spectacular offense.
Right.
So I think they're going to win with the offense. I think it's going to be a pretty high-scoring game, and Detroit's going to score more.
All right, so that's one different.
Yep. All right, Seattle at New Orleans.
I went with New Orleans.
Ooh. All right. I went with Seattle.
Okay.
Geno Smith is starting to come into his own.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going with Seattle.
All right.
Miami at the Jets.
No Tua. I'm going with Miami.
No Tua and
No
going
Tua,
Miami.
and I'm
This is one I thought about for a while, and Zach Wilson's back. And just the same way as Seattle, they're starting to heat up, and Miami is not looking as strong as they started the season, so I'm going with the Jets.
All right.
Atlanta at Tampa Bay.
I went with Tampa, of course.
Tampa.
Okay.
Houston at Jags.
Who'd you go with?
I think you know who I went with.
Yeah. The last
yours might be the shocking one because the 3 weeks in a row you picked against Jags.
I've picked against Jags the last 3 weeks, but this week, actually for the next couple weeks, I'll probably end up picking Jags.
Okay, I went with Jags as well. Yep. There's no way. Sorry, Houston beats us.
I will say this: Houston has beaten us 8 straight times. That's going to change this Sunday.
Oh yeah. San Fran at Carolina.
I went with San Francisco. They're finally finding their stride.
Yes, after seeing last night's game. Yes,
last night's game against the Rams.
This awesome. Might have been a different story if I picked these before seeing last night's game.
Yeah.
The San Fran last week might have been a closer matchup, but I think the San Fran this week is going to beat Carolina. Cincy at Baltimore.
I went with Baltimore.
Second week in a row, you went with Baltimore.
Yeah.
All right. So I went with Cincy. Reasons why they're coming into their own. Baltimore is still a great team, but I don't think as well-rounded as Cincy. And one thing I wanted to point out about Baltimore is they've allowed one of the most yards from scrimmage this season.
Okay.
Yep. So, and Cincy's got a nice offense if they put it together right. So, I've got Cincy winning that one.
So what's that? We got 4 different? Yeah.
Yeah, 4 or 5 different, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It should be an interesting.
Yeah. Always is.
I might go up 4 or 5 more.
I doubt it. All right. Well, go ahead and preview the Houston game.
There's not too much to preview. Houston sucks. We better not lose to them.
We beat the Chargers by 28. They just put up a fight against the Chargers. Davis
Mills.
He put up 200 plus passing yards. It's the Chargers, though. I think Trevor did almost the same thing.
They do have that Gator boy at running back, though.
Damian Pierce. I think that's the only thing I'm worried about is Damian Pierce.
Yeah, but we've faced bigger running backs than
that's true.
And held them in check.
That's true. So, but he's still the only thing I'm worried about.
Joel's calling me.
Yeah, you can just hit the hang up button.
I'm in the middle of a podcast, mother. What? Oh, hold on.
Sorry, guys. But, yeah, I'm excited for this game. It'll be here. It's hopefully sunny and cool.
Jacksonville Jaguars. 16:01, 4 o'clock. Yeah. No. Member perk. Yeah. All right, let me go. I'm in the middle of the podcast.
Wow. But, yeah, what do you have to say now about Houston and Jacksonville?
I don't know, but that was great news. I don't know if I told you this.
What?
That was Joel's calling to see who sent me the code.
For Madden?
Yeah, so Jaguars season ticket members they just sent me a free code in my email to get Madden 23 for free for the PS5.
Nice.
So I'm going to download that when I get home.
He's going to download it and never end up playing it.
Well, he hasn't gotten the code yet. That's why he was asking me who sent it.
Oh.
Me and Breezy got it.
Does Breezy even play video games?
Yeah, I guess. He just won't use Trevor Lawrence, but
okay. But what do we have to say about Houston? Let's get back on track here.
We were talking about Damian Pierce and holding the running backs. No, the biggest question this week is just turnovers.
Control the ball.
Will Trevor
bounce back?
Now, this is questions that I'm guessing other people have, not me. I have complete confidence.
Yeah.
But the questions in other people's minds will be, can Trevor bounce back with confidence after having such a horrible game?
I think
Will he be nervous every time he's carrying the ball to like fumble it? So yeah, I think this week what I'm hoping for is it's going to look exactly like 2 weeks ago when we played the Chargers.
Yeah. I really think he's going to bounce back and have a great game.
Yeah.
Houston's defense doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
No.
Nobody
that I know of, star-wise or whatever. I do want to see James more involved.
Yeah, and I think you will, especially if it's not rainy conditions.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that too was we were trying to come from behind and being forced to throw. I definitely was disappointed in his usage. I don't want to be a completely run-heavy team, but like when you have the hot hand, like you have James Robinson and ETN, like feed them the ball when you need to. I do want to go back to seeing like the prior weeks past where it's a more balanced offense, where they're running. And
I've talked to a few people who are NFL fans and they know Doug Peterson and the way he is, and obviously he's pass first. He's pass first type of guy,
which is fine.
Yeah,
I just don't want to be pass only.
Yeah. Well, I'm 75% sure I saw somebody say something on Twitter what Peterson said, how you pass to score and you run to win. That's his way of looking at it.
So in other words, is that like basically saying like you pass to get the ball into scoring position
No,
and then
you pass to score basically. I don't know really what that means, but that's I'm 75% sure that's what I read.
Oh, you run to win. That probably means like as a defensive standpoint. So you pass the ball, like if your offense is pass heavy, you're passing to score touchdowns.
Yes.
But you have to have a good run game. Once you're ahead, you run the ball to keep the victory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but that's what I saw, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. But,
yeah. I sort of like pass and run to score and pass and run to win.
Yeah. It is what it is.
We'll see.
He's won a Super Bowl with Philly, so
yeah, I trust him. I don't think last week the conditions and stuff was what you will see normally out of Peterson's and their play style.
No.
I mean, we're perfectly happy with their play style against the Chargers and Indy, so I'm sure it will go back to the way it was those couple weeks.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
we will see. But
I'm excited.
Yeah,
gonna be another.
It's finally weekend. It's a home game too.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm going to the game.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to preview? I mean, Lovie Smith. You know who that is? He's the coach for Houston.
Mm-hmm.
That poor guy took over that job, and they suck.
Yeah. I will say this: outside of our game, the one I'm most excited to see is Cincy and Baltimore.
Really?
Like I want to see if Cincy is really like at that level to where they can be a contender or not. And I think like they've shown that they're slowly getting back to that level. I think this game against Baltimore will be it's sort of like the how we were the past couple weeks. Like we're beating these guys. Philly is our like that's like the test that the nation is watching, and if we beat Philly, then we have to get respect. I think that's what it's like for Cincy this week. If they beat Baltimore, they have to be given respect.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, I think they've won the last two.
Yeah.
Right, and they just beat Miami, but they took out Tua, so that should be a good game.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the end of the preview. I think that's all for tonight's episode. I'm Raymond.
I'm Scar, and this is the Brew Dude Sportscast.
Until next time,
keep it brewing.